Everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to give my first thoughts and opinions on the Microsoft Lumia 640. This phone is on AT&T's Go Phone service. Normally I don't like going outside of my carrier, but it seems that Boost will never get the 640 as much as I've bugged them about it and asked them about it. They carry a 635, which is missing out on a lot of features this phone has. So I'm gonna give you the specs of the phone, kind of take you around the phone a little bit, just kind of give you my first thoughts and impressions, and my full review will come later. So let's go ahead and get started. This phone does come with Windows Phone 8.1. It does have denim, and it says that it will be the first phone to get Windows 10 when it does release. This phone has a 5-inch display at 720 by 1280 resolution at 294 pixels per inch. It does have an IPS LCD display at 67.65% screen to body ratio. It does have cornering Gorilla Glass scratch resistant 3. It does have an 8 megapixel camera on the rear with an LED flash with an aperture of f2.2 with 28 millimeter focal lens, and it does have a number of shooting modes, features, and settings, which is really awesome. Records in full 1080, 30 frames per second, and it has a number of features as well. And it has a 0.9 megapixel front-facing camera. Not the greatest in the world, but at least it does have one for selfie pictures, which makes it a big plus, pretty much. This phone runs a 1.2 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 400 processor with 1 gigabyte of RAM, 8 gigs of built-in storage, with around 3.5 gigs available to user, and it will support up to 128 gigabyte micro SD card. It's got a 2500 milliamp hour battery with optional wireless charging. It has 26.5 hours of talk time, 36 days of estimated standby time, 17.5 hours of 3G talk time, and 86 hours of music playback. So pretty awesome. This is LTE compatible. It does have NFC. Now it says NFC, and it even has it in the phone, but usually you see the little ports in the back for NFC, and I don't see any here, so they must be invisible. I really don't know how that works and everything on this phone. Bluetooth 4.0, and so it's really a great phone. Now this phone, I've seen prices go over $100 for this phone. I paid $59.99 for this phone at Walmart. Now Best Buy and Walmart has them for the same price. Now the T-Mobile version is about $100, so it's kind of crazy that T-Mobile is $100 while the same phone with AT&T is $59. And I'm going to tell you, it is well worth the money. This is a solid built phone. It's just great. If you look here in the front, it has a clock that's always on to kind of tell you the time. Of course, I think that can be disabled and stuff like that. So up here is your front-facing camera. Your ear speaker is up here up top. Your back and home and recents is on screen, so it's not on the body. So they're on-screen buttons, which I'm not crazy about, but you know, hey, it is what it is. On the bottom is your micro USB charging port. The left side is clean. The right side has your volume and your volume button and your power button. 3.5 millimeter headset jack on top. Micro USB charging port on the bottom. Back is your camera, flash, your single rear speaker down here, and of course your Microsoft branding back here in the back with your AT&T logo back here. Battery is also user replaceable, which is always a major plus in my book. I like batteries that can be replaced. Like I said, the phone feels very solid. It's a little slick. It will just slip out of your hand pretty easily for the material, but it's not bad. You know, it's pretty easy to hold on to. You know, it's just solid built, and also it has double tap on, which is awesome as well. However, you can't double tap back off. Looking at the screen looks great. Now you can't really tell it here on this camera here, so in the full review you'll see how great the screen actually looks. The phone is extremely smooth. I mean, it has virtually no lag whatsoever with the 1 GB of RAM and the Snapdragon 400 processor for the Windows OS is very snappy, and I don't have any trouble playing games, running apps. It's just a very smooth, very functional phone. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I am a hardcore Android fan. That is always what I use. However, if it had the apps that is needed that I use, stuff like Periscope, stuff like Google Plus. Now these are real apps. Now I mean I know you can get a fake Periscope and a fake Google Plus, but I'm talking about legitimate real apps from Periscope. Um, you know, a real YouTube app would be wonderful on the Windows Phone. As well as a few other apps that you can get on iOS and Android. If they would become available on the Microsoft Windows devices, it would really pick up their pace. This phone's got exceptional call quality, excellent reception. The phone is very well made. Battery lasts a long time, and I gotta say, anybody out there who is a diehard Windows fan who does not want to spend an arm and a leg on a phone, the Nokia Lumia or the Microsoft Lumia 640 is definitely the way to go. It does everything and does everything well. Like I said, with a 1 GB of RAM and a 400 Snapdragon processor, it's just quick. I mean, and you can move a lot of apps to the SD card to make more room, on the phone. And there is just a whole lot to go into with this phone. And I got some games downloaded and stuff like that. So when I get ready to do my full review, then I will play some games. I'll take you on the phone in more detail. This is just my first thoughts and opinions on the phone, and I want to keep it under 10 minutes so I won't bore you to death. But like I say, the front-facing camera is okay. It's not the greatest in the world, but at least you have one for them selfie pictures. The 8 megapixel camera with the flash takes some very, very clear pictures. I took some very vivid, nice, clear pictures. Even in complete darkness, I took some very clear pictures with the flash. HDR works really well if you got a really steady hand. And of course, you can always buy some different color black covers, or back covers, that is. I'm sure you can buy them in orange, red, green, blue, white, whatever color you want. And of course, up top, right up here, is your micro SD card slot, and down here is your micro SIM card slot. When I got this phone, it looked like a nano SIM. I'm glad it's not. But always buy a spare battery. Like I said, the phone works really well. It's got the drop down folder here. For you got some quick toggles like Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, airplane, and screen brightness, and it's just a really nice phone. I mean, it's awesome. It's excellent. It's smooth, and so far I have not experienced one issue with this phone. Like most other Lumia devices that I've owned, it works well. So this is just my first thoughts and opinion of the Microsoft Lumia 640. I hope it comes to Boost Mobile. I mean, it really needs to come to Boost Mobile. That's the carrier I'm on. And if they can produce the 635, the 640 should be easy to get as well. So I'm going to keep bugging them about it because I want the phone on Boost Mobile. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video a little bit, give me that thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments about this phone, leave them in the comment section below, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I would sure appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and we'll see y'all in the next video.